y'all, welcome back to the Tonebar channel. Okay, on today's episode, got more good information for you, and I need to show you what's going on here. What is the Tonebar? The Tonebar is a new way of installing your strings on a guitar. When you buy a Tonebar, they're $10, free shipping. There's the Tonebar. Just so you know, everything that has a patent has to have the patent number on it. That's the law. Okay, and then here's the last thumbnail from the last video. These are the actual drawings from the patent. Okay, let's look at the drawings. I'm not going to read the whole thing because this will take hours to read this. Okay, see those outlines is the Tonebar under your bridge plate, under your saddle. Okay? Here's what you're looking at underneath your saddle. And that picture is this. See, the Tonebar, when you put the Tonebar in your guitar, these wings on here are you can stick your hand in there and adjust it. See how I can adjust that? You want that Tonebar to be right in the middle, and you can feel the ball end on your finger, and you can adjust it. Okay? The Tonebar is very, very, very easy to put in. What you've been used to is this chaotic mess. Your strings are just wedged in there with these old pins. That's an old archaic wedge system of putting strings on your guitar. That's what I drew around the Tonebar. I laid the Tonebar on here and drew around it. Look at all the contact area you're getting. You're getting solid, repeatable contact with a Tonebar, not pins. Pins have been around for 100 years, and they have really made some good guitars with using these pins. But whatever good guitar you've got with pins in it, I can guarantee you that your guitar is going to sound much better with a Tonebar in it. I mean much better. Okay, let's go back to this again. These are pictures from the actual patent. All these other things that people are talking about, they don't have a patent on it. There's 6, 7, 8, and 9. Look, here's what's really going on. I need your help. Okay, I need individuals that have bought Tonebars. I need your help. I have asked and called up Martin, Gibson, Taylor, and all of them say, oh, well, that's great, click, and they hang up on me. I got a hold of, through some, I knew somebody, and I called them. They gave me the number of some other person in the music business, in the retail space that sells stuff in catalogs. And they said, oh, well, we can't help you because you're a one product vendor. You only got one thing. Even though this is the greatest advance in acoustic guitar advances in 100 years. Maybe you couldn't hear me. Okay. The Tonebar is the greatest advancement in acoustic guitars in over 100 years. Yet, I'm being ignored because these big companies, they don't want somebody coming to their door and going, hey man, I got a great product. They go away, because we paid these guys. We got engineers in here that we're paying big money, and they need to come up with something. We're not taking anything from you outside as a one product vendor because you're nobody. We've hired people that say they're somebody. And I guarantee you that those guys that are in power, these gatekeepers, I hate to say this, I bet these motherfuckers can't even change a string on a guitar. But since their focus is only on in-house innovations, they want me to go away. Quit calling us because we're not letting you in. But I need you as a advocate. Everybody that buys this and uses it becomes an advocate. And I need people that have experienced this to help me spread the word. This is not going away. This patent is going to be here for 17 years. So what they're thinking is, or you know, I can't say what they're thinking. I have no idea. But they're gonna ignore me until. Okay, so you're not going to see tone bars in Martins, Taylors, Gibsons until this patent runs out in 17 years. Now, you don't need to wait that long. You can get one from me today because they're not going to be in no catalogs. I've already learned that. I thought my little Pollyanna view of the world is if I come up with a car or an engine that runs on air that takes the carbon out of the air and gives you endless power for your car without spending any money, you're not going to make no money because they're going to bury you. This is almost like the same thing with the delay windshield wiper thing. That was $1 million idea, but they put him off and put him off and put him off and then stole it, and then he lost all his money chasing a lawsuit and ended up at the end with nothing. I'm not going to do that. I got the patent. The patent protects this idea, and that's why you get a patent, because it protects your idea from the world. Okay, now I'm on Social Security. I had a medical issue and I had to quit work, and I would not have spent and sacrificed and saved to get a patent if I didn't believe in this. And if I believe in something, just like Rick James and Charlie Murphy says, I'm taking this to the abyss. I'm going there. Now, I've called up people. I need customers, and if you believe in this, and you're tired of these gatekeepers, you know, saying, "Oh well, we didn't come up with it, so we're going to disregard you." That should not be how the way it works. You know, they're all sitting up there in their big offices with air conditioning, and they're not trying to help you. They're just trying to help themselves. Which is what I'm doing. I'm trying to help myself, but I've come up with a great innovation, and they're ignoring me. And I understand, because I've been ignored by a lot of people with influence, but they liked it when I was around doing things that they never thought of doing before. And I got a whole bunch of other things I could file patents on, but I'm not going to do that until this one becomes successful. Now, was it successful? Yes. I spent a whole lot of money on lawyers to get this patent filed and approved. And then my initial, my initial go at it was I've sold 3,000, and that paid for the patent. That paid for a lot of inventory, all my packaging. So I ain't lost no money doing this. I've made money. But it's not about me. Here's what I'm trying to impart to you. It's not about me. They don't want me in there. That's cool. They don't want me. They're not going to let me in a catalog so everybody else can buy it. That's cool. I don't care. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you're only going to be able to get this great guitar invention from me, because nobody else wants to handle it, because they didn't think of it. And that's a dirty shame. That's a dirty shame. And I hate to keep going on like this. So I'm gonna play you some guitars. I'm gonna leave this camera right here where it's at. I'm gonna move back over to this other chair, and I'm gonna play you some guitars. No guitar sounds like this. These guitars did not sound like this with pins in them. This is ridiculous that these companies going, oh, well, we're going to make an exception because this is the greatest innovation to come along in 100 years. But they're not going to do that. It's like admitting that they were wrong. They probably got hundreds of thousands of dollars of pin inventory that they're going to have to get rid of. It makes all that null and void. You see what I'm saying? They've already, they're all in on the pins. And now this other thing comes along, which we call a tone bar. That's what you get when you buy a tone bar. You get a tone bar. It's a package. That's a sticker, and then there's the tone bar. See, look, it's just like the logo. See, like the logo over my head. You're not going to get. I don't care how much you spend on your guitar. If you spend $10,000 on a Martin, you put this tone bar in there and get rid of those pins, that guitar is going to exponentially. I think what's happening with the tone bar is when you put pins in your guitar, your frequency range is here. I'm a hi-fi guy. Your frequency range is here. Once you get a tone bar in there, it goes a little deeper in the bass, and you get a little more clarity. It opens it up. It opens your guitar up to produce the sounds that this acoustic box, this acoustic amplifier box, was meant to do. Pins cannot do that. The only thing that'll do that is the tone bar with constant contact all the way across the bridge plate. All right, I'm gonna move back here and play some guitars. Sorry, I'm not editing nothing out. Okay. Now, just like on the logo, right here, you can see it. I've been watching the videos, and I can see, you can see the logo real good, or the diagram. When you're using pins, you're pinching the strings two different places, and only the edge of that ball end is touching the bridge plate, and you're not getting that much pull over your saddle, over your bridge saddle. When you use a tone bar, the string comes up from the middle of the pinhole, and it goes over the bridge, and then all that pulling down is giving you more contact on the bridge plate, on the saddle. Now this is I've had this is the best guitar I got. This is just a Martin kit. I worked at a Martin dealer, and you could buy a kit, and it would go down the line and pick up, you know, a piece from each pallet, and send you a box of sticks. Okay, so when they say your results may vary, they're not kidding. Okay, this guitar did not sound like this with pins in it. It had that little narrow frequency band, but when you put a tone bar in it, you get sustain, projection, and clarity. Definition, you get clarity, you get sustain. All right, that's one guitar. That's my best guitar. I would not have a guitar with a tone bar not in it with pins. I get rid of those pins immediately. Here is a an old PR 600. This is my camping guitar. It's been stripped, shellacked, but it's got a tone bar in it. Bone saddle, bone bridge, okay? Now today I'm using these big triangular picks. I like them because you got more room to hold on to. That guitar did not sound like that with pins in it. It was kind of junky sounding. Now here's the same guitar. Here's the same guitar, but in original condition. This guitar did not sound like that with pins in it. It was kind of thin sounding. Okay, now this one was featured in another video, and this is a Sigma 12 string, no pins, 2 tone bars, and this thing put a tone bar on your guitar, you get sustained forever. Okay, now I would love to be able to play you this, but I just seen the video and I haven't started working on it yet. So, but. I love to play Bon Jovi Dead or Alive, but I can't play it yet. I'm working on it. I can't play it. I'm sorry, I wish I was a good guitar player. Okay. Set that down. Last but not least, this is a solid wood Epiphone John Lennon signature 160E with a tone bar. It's got acoustic strings on it, because on these 160s you got to put electric strings on. And I had electric strings on it, and this still sounded good. But this is the set of each one of these guitars except for the 12 string have the same set of strings on GHS 54 to 12s. But this is a solid wood guitar. Okay. The tone bar makes any guitar instantly sound better. You can use the same strings, but your old strings have been compromised because they got a bunch of bends in them and they're liable to break on you. Now, don't blame the tone bar for all the problems you had with pins. It's like I've said in an earlier video, you're blaming your old girlfriend for what your new girlfriend's doing. Or you're blaming your new girlfriend for what your old girlfriend was doing. So, look, the big boys don't want nothing to do with me because I've made all their expensive engineers look stupid. I hate to say that, but this is just what's going on. They're going, oh, we're not letting this guy in. He's calling us stupid. CEO, Chris Martin, I sent you the PDF. Why ain't you got back with me? There's been people on my channel that says, well, why ain't the big boys picked this up yet? Why, if this was so great, why ain't they jumping on this? They're not jumping on this because they didn't come up with it. And if they didn't come up with it, they don't want nothing to do with you because it makes them look bad. Now, I don't care nothing about making nobody look bad. I'm trying, my whole goal with this tone bar thing is to put one of these in every guitar in the world to make their damn guitar sound better. That's my only motivation. This is a game changer. This works. I'm not going to call you stupid. You're just on the fence. So I'm saying, getting off the fence, order a tone bar today. I ship it with free shipping. You're going to get it with tracking. So don't be a gatekeeper. Open your mind up. This is a new way of doing things, but it's a better way of doing things. My cats are fighting outside the door. They want to come in here. My cats love the guitar when it plays, even as bad as I play. When I play along with a song on the radio, they think that I did it, but you know, that's a cat. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody that's bought one and enjoying your guitar now. Don't be on the fence. Get one of these. Get rid of those pins. You will not regret it. And some of you know these people, these gatekeepers. Call them dudes up and say, look, man, let this dude in because he's got the greatest acoustic guitar invention in over 100 years. And the fact that your silence, these big boys' silence, is speaking volumes. Call up Sweetwater, call up KMC, call up Martin, call up Taylor, call up Gibson. Say, look, man, you need these in your guitars, or I'm going to buy one from this guy. A lot of these guys say, man, why ain't you already a millionaire? Because the gatekeepers won't allow it. They don't want nobody making no money. They want control of everything. That's just the way it is. But this is a whole completely different thing. Please get one today. You're helping me. And if you have one, tell your friends about it and tell them to get one. So thanks for watching, and take care of those that you love.